Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. Well, the weather is really starting to get nice and it means farmers market time. Let's find out about the Jasper Farmers Market in this edition of WJTS in.form. Joining me in the studio is Joe Huddleston. Joe is the coordinator, the master.
Market master.
The market master of the Jasper Farmers Market. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, the Farmers Market, talk a little bit about the history of the Farmers Market, how it got started in Jasper.
It was started by Lori Becker about 9 years ago, I believe it was. She originally was over at Newton and 3rd area, and since 2007 we've been located at the green that is north of the train depot, and we start at Memorial Weekend every year. And for the next 20 Saturdays, you will find us there, rain or shine, unless there's a tornado or something like that. Rain or shine, we'll be there from 7:30 to 11:30.
Okay, so the Jasper Farmer Market has a great tradition. What sort of items will people find at the market?
Everything. Starting out, you'll see whatever's in season, tomatoes, cucumbers, whatnot. Throughout the season, you'll see lettuce, you'll see watermelon, everything. We have everything that shows up. We also have a fair deal of crafts. We have jewelry. My wife sells soap up there. We have another soap vendor as well. We have baked goods, pretzels. This year we're doing a youth market. The first Saturday of each month, children 12 and under can come and set up for free and sell whatever they make or bake. And that's the main rule of the market, is you got to either make it, bake it, or grow it.
Okay.
You can't retail anybody else's stuff. It has to be your stuff.
Well, let's talk, how did you get associated with it?
Well, several years ago, my father-in-law passed away, and my wife, she went through painting the kids' rooms, painting the bathroom, doing some little remodeling things, and she needed a hobby to help her through this, and she started she started making soap, and 600-700 bars later, we have to stop. We have to sell this stuff. We've got too many bars of soap, and they were great, fantastic, boutique-looking soaps. So I went up to the farmers market, and I became friends with the intern that was managing the market that year. And after she left to go back home, there were several weeks left in the market, and I just kind of took over from there, and every year I've come back and kept on going. Okay. So as long as the vendors will have me, I'll probably be doing it.
All right, as the market master.
As the market master.
Somebody's got to make those decisions about who goes where. And
it can be frustrating. We want to make sure everybody gets a spot they like, but current vendors always get first dibs on their previous spot, and nobody likes to make the calls on what can and can't be sold.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain rules, potentially hazardous foods. If you want a good definition of that, you can go on the internet, but basically anything that's got a pH less than 4.6 that hasn't been acidified can be sold. If it's got a pH above 4.6, or if it's been acidified, like your pickle relish and things like that, you can't sell it. It's state law.
Okay. Now, I guess in a way, a farmer's market, you're kind of looking for two people. You're looking for vendors to sell the products.
That's
you're
correct.
also looking for customers to come and buy from the vendors. So let's start first of all about the vendors. Who can vend at the farmer's market?
Like I said, anybody that if you're an artist, crafter, baker, a producer, somebody that grows produce and such, you can come to the market. You can sell. We don't really care where you're from. We used to kind of say, let's be from the surrounding area, but we've got some requests to open it up to southern Indiana for some of the guys that make some special items like hot sauce and things like that. Okay. So we allow anybody, and you can come up there one Saturday. You can come up there and get save $35, pay for the whole season at once, and then you get to pick your spot, and that's your spot all season long.
So there are people, I guess, that are doing this as a living.
Oh yeah.
And then there's probably people, let's say like me, that has a great watermelon patch, and man, this week I just got way more watermelons than I can eat, so I could buy a spot at the farmer's market.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now let's talk about the customers. So if somebody is, why do people go to the farmer's market?
you know what you're getting. You know where it came from, and you know the person that is selling it to you. These guys that show up, the vendors that show up every week, they have a reputation with their customers. We had a customer last year, bought some corn off one of the vendors, didn't really like the way it tasted. Go back to the vendor, explain it. It's not a big deal. They want to know if you weren't happy with something they had. But you build a reputation, and people like to know where their stuff comes from. You know how it's being produced at that point. And then the other items that are there, the arts, the crafts, the breads, we got pie guys that show up. I got to give each of my vendors a superhero name. You know, you get to know these guys. So what you usually see at the market is you've got these shoppers that show up early, and these are the guys that are in and out of there fast. They know what they want. They want to get the produce in there. They know exactly what they want, or they want that muffin early in the morning, and they're there early. Then we got the people that come in around 8:30, 9 o'clock, and they'll shop everything, and they'll meander around, and that's when our arts and crafts vendors really start seeing the sales as well.
You know, I guess maybe 20 years ago, farmers markets were not a big thing. It was probably, you know, in some special places they did a farmers market. Now it seems like there's really nice farmers markets in all the communities around. And I know that you work with, say, the Huntingburg Farmers Market. You guys, do you compete?
No, there's no competition. We have a couple of vendors that might go back and forth between the markets as they vary throughout the season, but we're there for the vendors. So whatever market they're at, I'm happy for them to do well.
Okay, I guess when you go to the farmer's market, it's kind of in a way pot luck, because you're not really sure what's going to be there. I guess tomatoes and zucchini are there all the time, but you know, sometimes there may be a great variety of green beans. It might be more peppers on one time, watermelons obviously later in the season, cantaloupes, things like that.
That's correct.
So it would pay off for people to go once a week, or at least twice a month maybe.
Oh yeah.
To go and shop, and it's kind of like a fair.
I wouldn't go that far. It's not a spectacle,
okay,
but it's definitely an event. And I do try to incorporate things to make it more fun. We have I have Santa Claus. He comes by wearing his summer attire once a year. He's got a great red and white Hawaiian shirt. Okay. This year he'll be there sometime in July. And I invite Hometown Music to come out. They're from Huntingburg. They come out and they do a recital. We have some of the local gymnastics girls. They'll come out and they'll do a what's the word I'm looking for?
Oh, I don't know. They jump around.
Yeah. They'll do a performance or you know, show us what they can do. We have Strings Inc., the local orchestra group that teach. They'll come out and they'll do a couple of performances this year. So I do try to get some of the local businesses involved and let people know what we do offer in the area. But it's certainly not a spectacle, but it is a great event, and it's fun. I'm usually one of the loudest people there. There's been more than a few times last year I walked around with an ostrich puppet on my hand just to see what the kids would do when they saw this thing pop out of a shirt or whatever. Yeah. So I have a blast.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I like what you say. It's not a fest or a spectacle. It's a event that happens.
Yeah, it's certainly an event.
Okay, and it will happen in Jasper.
Yes.
Starting the Saturday of Memorial Day, which is this year is, what is that, May 24th?
May 24th.
Okay, May 24th will be the first farmers market in Jasper, and will go until for 20 Saturdays. Is that like till October something?
October 4th.
Okay, till October 4th. From what time to what time?
7:30 to 11:30.
Okay, and where do you want people to park that come to the event?
They park at the Train Depot parking lot.
Okay.
And if that's full, you can park, you know, just obey the road signs. You know, you don't want to park where you're not supposed to. Vendors that show up weekly and don't know what to do, just look for me. This is usually what I look like. And
you may have a hat on.
I may have a hat on, but this is usually what I look like. And, you know, they usually show up as early as 10 till 7, and I'm usually there. I'll direct them where to go. They can't just set up anywhere, because some people do buy their spots for the whole season. And it's a lot of fun.
Now, for customers who are coming to buy what the vendors are selling, there's no admission to go to the farmer's market. You can come and browse and just have a good time looking at all the fresh fruit and vegetables. But if you're going to pay, what is the preferred method of payment?
Cash. Most of these guys, most of them are cash only, but there are some guys and gals that take the squares and the PayPals that they plug into the cell phones and can take credit cards. But by and far. It's a cash-only business. And
okay, so if you're,
go ahead.
If you're a vendor, and if you're, I mean, a real professional vendor, and this is something you do for a living, but as long as you produced it yourself, contact you. But if you're just somebody that has a lot in a week, and you maybe just want to sell some tomatoes, they should contact you as well. It's open to everybody.
Oh yeah, it's open to everybody. Our website is www.jasperfarmersmarket.com. We have a Facebook page that you can get to from the website. And Greater Jasper Downtown Business Association helps me out a lot with this, gives me some volunteers. We're always looking for people that want to volunteer, help do setups and teardowns, because we have a lot of older people that do this. And even the guys that are my age always need help getting their canopy set up. And we're always looking for musicians or people that just want to hang out and entertain us.
Okay, and what is the most popular vegetable that you'll find? My guess is going to be tomatoes.
It's easily the most abundant. But I would say probably the most popular food item is probably cantaloupe when it comes in season.
Oh, okay.
That stuff disappears.
What is the most unique fruit or vegetable that someone is selling there?
Shiitake mushrooms. It's not a fruit or vegetable, but that's
Okay,
probably the most unique thing we've seen there. And you throw those things on the skillet with a little salt and pepper, and they're fantastic. I mean, they taste, it's almost like eating a pork chop, but with a slightly different texture. It's fantastic. And we have a couple of different people that sell those. And
I guess when you go to get peppers, they don't just have the green peppers. There's probably a blue million pepper varieties that are being sold.
oh yeah, especially if certain vendors show up. I would say I have never bought prior to being at the farmer's market, I had never bought a head of lettuce that looked delicious. I mean, you just bought a head of lettuce and stuck it on a sandwich. I remember walking at Shannon Graber's, or I think I said the wrong name there, but Shannon's booth, and they had a head of lettuce that just looked fantastic. And I literally bought this because it looked delicious.
Sure.
So we have a lot of great stuff. And like I said, we've got soap, we've got jewelry, we've got paintings, we've got bread, we've got pretzels, we've got pies.
And what is your wife's soap?
My wife's soap is Tammy Lane.
Tammy Lane. So they should look for that too if they want. But this is, it's fresh, homegrown vegetables and fruits for the most part, and then crafts and other items as well.
Yep.
Right. Joe, thank you very much for coming.
Oh,
Anything
thank
else
you.
you'd like to add?
No,
covered it all?
no.
Okay, and it starts at 7, right, in the morning?
7:30.
7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we have no hard start time, so if you show up a little early, we're not going to
Not going to
make
be
you
a
go
bell
away.
dinging off. Or okay. All right, and what time does it end?
11:30.
11:30 every day. All right, now that is every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday, whether it's a holiday and rain or shine?
Rain or shine. Like I said, if it's pouring down rain, we're out there. Now, if there's a weather hazard, obviously, safety first. But
Okay. So every Saturday for the next 20 Saturdays, starting on Saturday of Memorial Day, May 24th. Our guest has been Joe Huddleston. He is the market master for the Jasper Farmers Market, which starts Saturday, May 24th. Thank you for coming and being with us.
thank you.
And thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.